Hey guys, what's up? It's Clay, and today I'm going to be doing my DVD and Blu-ray collection. This will be part 1. I'm going to do however many parts it takes. I have about 8 or 9 cases to go through, so hopefully I can narrow it down to like 4 parts. But we'll see how many cases we can get through for each video. Now I have to put them in these because I'm currently at college, and so it's easier for me to have all my movies in cases like this with the sleeves than it is to bring a bunch of actual cases because there'd be no room for them. So I bring 8 or 9 of these, and then it works out better this way. I do have all the empty cases still, so it'll be so when I do move and get my own place to put all my movies, I'll still have the cases. I'll just put them all back in there and put them up on the shelf. But for now, this is what I have to do because this is what works for me. I know this isn't ideal, but this is the best I could do in order to bring all my movies with me to college. So I'm actually holding the camera instead of setting it up. So if it's a little bit wobbly or if I switch hands, please just ignore that because that's what I'll have to do. My hands will get tired eventually, and so hopefully it's not too bad, but I'll try my best to keep the camera still. So this is going to be case number 1. They're not all this size. I have some that are about half this size, but this is case 1. They're all in alphabetical order for the most part. Now I'll show you what I mean eventually. If a movie comes where it's a 2-pack of movies, but the first movie starts with a certain letter, then they're both in that because they come in the same case, if that makes sense. So this is what we got in case number 1. Alright. We got A Christmas Carol on Blu-ray. This isn't the Disney one with Jim Carrey. This is, I don't know if it's the original, but it's an older one. But it's still really good to watch, every year on Christmas. Up here we have A Christmas Story. This is a classic. We watch that every year. A Christmas Story 2. I didn't really like this. So yeah, I mean it says A Christmas Story 2, but really I don't even remember the movie, to be honest, but I don't think it had anything to do with the first one. So I don't know. A Dog's Journey, which I still haven't seen, and then A Dog's Purpose, which I still haven't seen. Dog's Purpose came out first, but it's alphabetically it's second. So, but I haven't seen either one of them. I heard the first one was really good, and I do want to watch it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, and I haven't seen the second. Nightmare on Elm Street, 1 and 2. I've seen the first one. I've seen the second one. I really like the first one. I'm not too keen on the second one, but I think these are really the only 2 that are worth owning, so that's why I only own those 2. But it's been forever since I've seen the second one, but I really enjoyed the first one. And then A Quiet Place. This was a weird movie that was actually really good. It was a unique concept for a movie, I think. And I didn't like it because it was, a silent film, because the characters had to be quiet, for the most part at least. But other than that, the movie was really good. I mean, it made sense for why they had to be quiet. I prefer, talking and stuff in the movies, so that's just my opinion on that. But it was overall a really good movie. A Series of Unfortunate Events, A Walk Among the Tombstones. This was a weird Liam Neeson movie. I mean, I liked it. But that could be because it was Liam Neeson. But it's just a weird concept for a movie. A lot of these movies, I mean, the concepts are weird, but they're good movies. So it's a weird, a weird situation, because you're like, oh, this looks weird, or this is unique, and yet the movie's really good. So that's what that is. That's a really good movie. That's kind of a weird story. Abduction. This was really good. I remember the first time I watched this, I really enjoyed that. The Abbott and Costello Show, Who's on First? They are comedians, and the Who's on First is one of their skits. So they're funny, and this is probably my favorite of their skits, Who's on First. If you haven't seen this, there's clips of it on YouTube if you can't find this DVD, but if you can find this, check it out, because this is really funny, and just the way they act, and the way they that they talk for the thing, and they're trying to explain the act to each other. It just makes it hilarious. So I really like Abbott and Costello. The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. This was, growing up, and probably to this day still is, one of my favorite movies. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if you didn't like this movie. I loved this movie. I don't know why. I don't know, but I think it pretty much follows every kid's dream of wanting to have a land where, your dreams are reality, pretty much, and that's what that movie is. And I really enjoy this movie even to this day. This is Agent Cody Banks. Another good one that I watched, a while ago. And then we move on to one of the best series, if you will. The Alien anthology. Alien is definitely my favorite. Really good. Classic. Love this movie. Aliens, I really enjoy. It's not too bad. Alien 3, we could do without. And then Alien Resurrection just doesn't exist. Alien Covenant, now, I think I would have liked this movie more had I seen Prometheus first, because this is supposed to be a prequel to Alien, but a sequel to Prometheus, I think, is how that works. So if I had seen Prometheus first, I might have been able to understand and enjoy Alien Covenant more. But because I didn't see Prometheus, I don't think I really like this movie. But I've seen Prometheus now, so I bet if I rewatch this, it might actually make a little bit more sense. But for the first time I watched this, I didn't really like it. And then we have the DVD version of Aliens and Alien 3, because I had these before I bought the anthology on Blu-ray. And then Alien vs. Predator, full screen and widescreen, and then Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I love the first one. The second one doesn't make any sense, and it was uncalled for. Alita Battle Angel. Now, this movie was really good, really well put together, and the ending was really good if they're making a sequel to this. If they don't make a sequel to this, then that ending was stupid. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. But if they make a sequel, then it was a good ending. This is All Hallows Eve. We have, or October 31st. I've never watched this, but it was one of those cheap, Halloween movies that Walmart puts out every Halloween. They always have those like $5, horror movies and stuff. And this was one of them. You had, we have a group of like college kids or something are going to film a horror movie in the woods, and then stuff actually starts happening or something like that. So it sounds cool, but I haven't watched it. But with October coming up in a couple days, maybe I'll actually put it in and watch it. But yeah, I've never seen it. I really don't know how it is, so I couldn't tell you. If you have seen it, let me know in the comments, what it is or what it's about. It is something, I think, and the thing with me is, if I buy a movie and it's stupid, but I haven't seen it, I'm not going to get rid of it until I see it. So, yeah. So I have to at least watch it before I get rid of it. Next we have Allegiant. This is this the second or third in the Divergent series? I don't remember, but this is Blu-ray. I do have the actual set of all three of them. But yeah, so we have Allegiant, Aloha Fluffy. This is, again, not like a movie, but this is like a comedy DVD. If you don't know, Fluffy is Gabriel Iglesias. He's really freaking hilarious. If you haven't heard of him, check him out, because he's funny. I laugh every time I watch him. I laugh every time I watch this. I won't say he's good for younger kids, but he's still hilarious. Alpha. Now here's another movie. This was really good, but this was one of those, it's not like a silent film, but it was in a different language. And in order to understand what they were saying, you had to have the English subtitles. And I don't like that. I don't like having to read while I'm watching a movie. I want to be able to hear it. But I get, because that's the setting, so they couldn't speak English. But the movie overall was good. I just like English in my movies. So, Alvin and the Chipmunks. This is really good kids movie here. And then this one, Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet Frankenstein. I wish I had the case here to show you for this. This has a glow-in-the-dark slipcover. It's really cool, and as a kid, I love this movie. I had it on VHS. This is animated, but I love this movie. American Sniper. This was really good. I really enjoyed this movie. If you haven't seen this, check it out, because it is really good. This is Angels in the Outfield. I've seen it a long time ago, like one time, and I pretty much just bought it for the Disney Movie Awards, because it is a Disney movie. Now, if you don't know what Disney Movie Awards are, first off, I'm not sponsored by Disney Movie Awards, even though that'd be cool. But you get, whenever you buy a Disney movie of any kind, you get a code where you can type in the code online, and you can win. You can get prizes using the points that you get from the code, rather than having to buy another Disney movie. You could use your points and get a Disney movie. So if the movie is, let's just say it's a newer movie and it's on Blu-ray, it's $20-some, right? Well, if you have enough points for it online, you could get it for however many points and not have to spend actual money on that movie. Even though, yes, you have to buy the other movies to get the codes, it's still worth it in the long run, because you could get more movies for points pretty much for free, rather than having to spend extra money on them. So it's really cool, and I really like that. And again, I'm not sponsored by them, but I just wanted to point that out. But I'll get into that more later when I actually get to some that I've gotten from the Disney Movie Awards. that I've got. So this is Anna Music. This is really cool. This is a bunch of robots and like lights and stuff that play different music. It's really fun. It's good to listen to, if you just want music instead of having an actual movie and you don't have a way to play music or something. You just pop this and then it plays music. Annihilation, another really good movie. Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. I liked Ant-Man better. Ant-Man and the Wasp, to me, didn't really make sense. Well, I mean, it made sense. It wasn't as good as the first one. I know they had to do so that it could fit with Infinity War and Endgame with the plot, at least the ending of it, but everything else in between, there was some plot holes and it really didn't really work for me. So, but it's still a good movie. It was, yeah. Apostles of Comedy, these are Christian comedians. They're funny. This is a DVD game, so you put this in your DVD player and you can play it like as the actual game, so you use your remote to click the answers and stuff. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I played this a couple times when I was younger. I don't know why I still have it, but yeah, so that's a DVD game. So that's neat. Assassin's Creed, this is on Blu-ray, and again, I wish I had the case here because it's got the Deadpool slip. I think I bought like 3 or 4 different movies that had the Deadpool slip cover on them. I love those Deadpool slips. They were great. I wish they'd keep doing those. Astro, haven't seen this, but it was one of those cheap movies from Walmart, and I guess it's a sci-fi movie, so who knows? Maybe I'll like it. Aquaman, this one and Wonder Woman were my 2 favorite DC movies. I didn't see Suicide Squad, and I saw parts of Justice League. Batman v Superman was okay, in my opinion. It wasn't as bad as people say it was, and it wasn't great by any means, but it was definitely better than the parts of Justice League that I saw, because Justice League to me was just they threw all their heroes together and were like, here you go, instead of doing like the Avengers did where you build up to it and you have solo movies for every hero in the movie. You just have a bunch of random heroes that are thrown together into a battle. But then they came out with Aquaman, and I really enjoyed Aquaman. So I hope if they keep making movies like Aquaman and Wonder Woman, that the Justice League, they can remake Justice League and have an actual good movie out of it. But they have to do, where they introduce the characters before you go into the main movie. Avatar, I really like this movie. There's some people that don't, and I mean, that's their opinion, but I really like Avatar, and for a while it was the highest grossing movie of all time until this year. But now that it's owned by Disney, I think Disney's planning on making 4 more, I think. So I think it's going to switch out with Star Wars, so it'll be like Star Wars, Avatar, and so on for a couple years, like in the December month. So yeah, I really like Avatar, and I'd be okay with a sequel to it. So up here we have probably my favorite series. Oh, it's not really a series, but at the same time it is, because they are, it's the MCU, so technically the entire MCU is one big series. But we have Avengers Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War, and then of course the new highest grossing movie of all time, Avengers Endgame. If this isn't up for the Oscar for Best Picture, or at least up for an Oscar for something, then there's something wrong with the Oscar. So next we have the Back to the Future trilogy. We have Back to the Future 2, and Back to the Future 3, and then 2 bonus discs. I don't know why I put the bonus discs in here, but I did, and they're in here, so yeah. But Back to the Future, I've seen all 3 of them, but I only really remember the first one. It's not something that I want to rewatch all the time. So that's probably why I haven't rewatched the second and third. But the first one I did really like, and I do remember liking the other 2. I just haven't seen them in forever to remember exactly what happens. But it is a good trilogy. It's just not something that I would put in, to watch whenever I want to watch something. Like, I'd go to something else first. But yeah, they are, the first one, they're classics, so they're good. I just don't prefer to watch them. Bananas, Jeff Allen. This is a comedy thing with this guy, Jeff Allen. He's funny. He was also on that Apostles of Comedy that I showed you earlier. Bananas it's not just him, but this disc is just him. Bananas was like an older stand-up comedy show that was like live, but that was one of the ones that they put out on DVD. And then we have Batman the movie. This is like the original, way back when, where it still popped up with like pow and bang on the screen. And then Batman v Superman. Again, like I said earlier, it's not bad. It's just not perfect. But I did enjoy the movie for the most part. And then we have B movie. This was a really good kids movie. Bears from Disney Nature. I really like this movie. I saw this in theaters. I really, really like this. I hope Disney keeps doing more Disney Nature stuff. Like I said, I know they have a couple other ones, but I haven't gotten those yet. But I really like this one. It follows a family of bears from Alaska, I believe. So yeah, I really like that. It's like a documentary type of thing. Beast Legends. This is a movie, I guess. I haven't seen it. But based off the description, it's supposed to be like, I guess, about all these different legends, like the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, and some other stuff that I don't know. But like I said, I have to watch something before I get rid of it, and I haven't watched this yet, so I'm not going to get rid of it yet, if I get rid of it. Moving on, we have Beast of Burden. This sounded cool. Again, haven't seen it yet, but this sounded really, really good, and it's kind of cool to see Daniel Radcliffe in a more serious role than in Harry Potter. I mean, not that Harry Potter wasn't serious, because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. That and Star Wars are tied for my top 2 favorite movie series of all time, but it's just, this is a completely different role than where he was at with Harry Potter. So it's kind of cool to see him in that role. But, I mean, that's just based off the description because I haven't seen the movie. But I heard that when I've asked some people if they've seen this, they said it was really good. So I'll have to check this out. Here's another classic, Beetlejuice. Don't say his name 3 times. So next we have The Best of Sherlock Holmes. This is a set of movies. I'm not going to read them all off, but I'll kind of show you. So that's what's on disc 1 and disc 2. I like these older Sherlock Holmes movies. I like, in my opinion, Basil Rathbone is the best Sherlock Holmes. If you've never seen one of these older ones, I recommend you get this set and check some of these out, because he is a really good actor. And yes, I know we have Benedict Cumberbatch and Robert Downey Jr. that also played Sherlock Holmes, but I still say Basil Rathbone is the best. And you can argue with me all you want, but you're not going to change my mind. Benedict Cumberbatch is definitely second, but Basil Rathbone is my favorite Sherlock. Just the way he portrays Sherlock, it's as if he was just naturally meant to play that role, and so that's why I kind of like him more than all the others. Moving on, this is another DVD game, The Bible. I've never played this. I don't know what it's like. So yeah, it's just an older DVD game. I don't know if I'll ever play it, but it's here. And then we have The Bible, The Epic Ministries. This was on TV. As a TV series. They had different episodes every week or whatever. So there's 4 discs, and this does a really good job of portraying the different Bible stories, and before and after Jesus. And as a Christian, this is what I was waiting for like a series like this. I mean, we had some other ones, some older ones, the Bible, this series and stuff, but this was really well put together, and I really enjoyed this series on TV. So I'm glad I got it on DVD when it came out. Bigfoot Wars. This is people get kidnapped by Bigfoots, and yeah, it's kind of a weird movie, but it's entertaining. So there's some parts where it's entertaining. Big Hero 6. I really like this movie. If you haven't seen this, I recommend you check it out, because it was a really good, well put together Disney movie, and I love the concept, and I want a Baymax. I really do. Big Legend. This is another Bigfoot thing where I guess they're hunting Bigfoots. Never seen it, but if you can't tell, I'm into that Bigfoot stuff. I mean, I was a huge fan of Finding Bigfoot on TV, on Animal Planet, and so I really like, this Bigfoot stuff. Whether or not I'm a believer in Bigfoot, I don't know. But, because there's evidence that goes both ways. But I do like watching these cheesy movies like this. That's all. I mean, they're cheesy. They're fun, but, they're nothing special. Bill Nye Science Guy. I haven't seen this. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a documentary on Bill Nye, or if this is just kind of a just a regular Bill Nye episode or something, but I think it's supposed to be kind of like a documentary talking about Bill Nye, but I haven't seen it, so I really don't know. Up here we have Black Panther, really good Marvel film there. The Blind Side, really good movie there, and then my first series narrated by Sir David Attenborough, The Blue Planet, A Natural History of the Oceans. Now, when I bought this, I didn't realize that it's not Region 1, and I don't have a regionless player, so I can't watch this. But I still keep it in case I ever do get something where I can watch it. This one, though, The Blue Planet, Seeds of Life, also narrated by Sir David Attenborough. I really enjoy this. As a marine biology major in college, this is the kind of stuff I love. I enjoy this. You know, I want to be able to do stuff like this someday. But this is a really good documentary series on the oceans and the life inside the oceans. I love all of these documentaries from David Attenborough and from BBC. These are really well put together, and I love them. So there's The Blue Planet, Seeds of Life, and then Blue Planet 2, which I also really enjoyed. That just came out recently, actually. Well, not recent, but a couple years ago. Book of Life. This was a good movie. Check this out if you haven't seen it. Brave, one of my top 5 favorite Disney Pixar films. I don't know why. I just really enjoy this movie. Like, it's a good movie, and the characters are good, and the songs and everything. I don't know why I like this more than some other ones. I just do. This is one of my favorite Pixar movies ever. This was the collector's edition. It has the DVD, the Blu-ray, and then the Blu-ray on 3D. Never gonna watch the 3D version because I don't like 3D, but I love the movie. Braveheart, really good. If you haven't seen that, what are you doing? This is another disc of Braveheart. And then Bridge to Terabithia, really enjoyed this movie. Brother Bear, another good one. Disney, they can make some good movies. I don't think I've ever seen the second Brother Bear, but this one was really good. I love Brother Bear. Captain America, the First Avenger, The Winter Soldier, and Civil War. My favorite is definitely Winter Soldier, and then Civil War, and then The First Avenger. But they're all good. They're all great movies. Captain Marvel. I didn't see this in theaters because it didn't seem, at least to me, it didn't seem that entertaining of a movie. Just from the previews I saw. And then I bought it, and I watched it, and I was like, okay, it's not the greatest, and I'll probably get a lot of hate for saying that, but it's not my favorite MCU movie, but they had to introduce Captain Marvel into the series so that they could have her in Endgame. So, for a solo movie, it was pretty good, but it's not my favorite. Cars, The Case for Christ. This was a good movie. I wasn't expecting this the way it was made, but it's a movie about a guy who tries to disprove the existence of God and tries to disprove Christianity, and in researching his plots and researching ideas for his case, he ends up becoming a believer. And so that was a really good concept for a movie. I really enjoyed that. Castaway, another movie that's really good, and another movie that has the Deadpool slipcover on it. It has Wilson, the volleyball, with Deadpool's head on it, and really cool. That was actually the first Deadpool slip I bought, or the first movie with a Deadpool slip that I bought. So that was really, really good movie. I've seen it once. I haven't rewatched it, but I do remember it was really good. Castle Rock, Season 1. I've never watched it. I don't know. I don't even know what it's about. I don't even remember what the back of the box said. Charlotte's Web. This is Cheaper by the Dozen. Really good movie there, and really fun. I love watching that movie. Child's Play, and then Child's Play 2 and 3, Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. These two discs came in a set together. and then I had to buy this separate. Now, dummy me, when I bought the set, I didn't realize that it didn't have the first Child's Play movie. So I had these four, and couldn't watch them, in order because I didn't have the first one. So I had to buy the first one, and this one has a really cool like cardboard thing on the front with this cool design that like Walmart puts out every year for some of their movies. But I got the first one now. I don't even know how many movies there are in this series now, but I don't know if I have all of them or not, but I have the first 5. If there's any more, I'll have to check those out, but I don't think I've ever seen any of those movies, but they are classics. At least the first one is. Shonda Pierce presents Stand Up for Families. This is another comedy thing. She hosts the show. It's funny. Christian Comedy Live, another comedy. This one wasn't that good. I mean, it's not too bad. It's just it's not my favorite comedy. Christine, classic Stephen King. Love this movie. Really, really great movie. Don't remake this. I heard rumors they were planning on remaking this movie. Don't remake it. You can make a sequel to it, but don't remake it. Christmas with the Cranks. Really good Christmas movie here. And then the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, and then Voyage of the Dawn Treader. And then the old BBC television show, which I had on VHS. I really like the first 2, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Prince Caspian out of this series. The third one wasn't bad. I got lost at some points. And then these, I think I've only seen The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe out of this original series. There is another disc, but it's in the next case, so you'll have to wait to see the next case. But yeah, I think I've only ever seen the first one out of this series. But I've seen all 3 of these, so they're really good movies. So that's it for part 1 of my DVD and Blu-ray and TV show collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment what your favorite movie out of this case was, or if you just want to leave a comment on my collection so far overall. Like I said, I'll probably have 3 or 4 parts. At least I'll try to keep it within that range. So yeah, stay tuned for the rest of them. Stay tuned for what other videos we have coming up on this channel. And I know I like watching these types of videos on YouTube, so that's why I decided to do this. So please let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.